All right, guys. Welcome to my new subscribers. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Jussie Smollette. Okay. When I first heard the news about Jussie Smollette, I thought to myself, oh no. So, Jussie Smollette says these two guys jumped him. They beat him up, poured bleach on him, put a noose around his neck, and said, Magna, make America great again, some racial slurs and things of that nature. So when I heard it, I thought, oh no, this is just horrible. How did this happen? This isn't true. That's what I first, was like, this can't be true. It was a shock. And then when the pictures came out, like for him being in the hospital and he had little marks and stuff on him, I was thinking, like, this is just horrific, right? Now, I didn't know that when a couple of days later he had this big rally where he got on the stage and said this, that, and the other. And so, as the days went by, more information was coming out. When people start saying he lied about it, my very first thought was, no, he didn't. He didn't lie. I believe every word that he said. I looked at Jussie Smollette's sister's page. I look at the pain that they're going through, as he goes through this. And I don't feel like he would have made it up and put them through that. He could have done something different. So I still firmly believe that he is telling the truth. Now, then all things start to unravel. Then these two guys, they catch two suspects, and here's what they look like. And then the police say, well, the first thing these guys say is that he paid them to do it. And so then the next day, everybody was putting things on their social media page like, ooh, he lied. There were memes and everything about him lying. Okay, so the police department gets on the television and start talking about it and saying, that it wasn't true. It was made up. They have checks and text messages between them. And I thought, oh, that is low down, right? Then they show a video of the boys going into the stores and buying the masks and things. And then so I'm thinking, well, maybe he is lying. That's what I thought. Just because I was hearing it on the news, like, and I thought for sure the police would not come on and say that he lied about it. They would definitely have 100% information that he did it. They would have a check that says, Jussie Smollette paid to the order of these two dudes right here, right? To beat me up. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, well, they must have evidence. The checks were not made out to these dudes for beating him up. The checks were made for them to personal train. Anyway, so now they're saying Terrence Howard had Jussie Smollette on an airplane with Terrence Howard's little boy, baby boy, and he was saying in the caption he put, "I got you. We got your back," something of that nature. I'll put it in here. So then they started saying that his role was clipped from Empire. Then Empire came in and said his role wasn't clipped from Empire. Some people saying that. So what was said by the executives over at Empire is that don't believe that Molette made this up due to salary issues over there at Empire. Basically, they saying he didn't have any salary issues over there at Empire. So I don't know why he would make it up. I don't believe he did it. And so to me, innocent until proven guilty.
What's going on here? Did he get caught or is the jury still out here? What's your best guess?
I think there is a lot of evidence suggesting that Jussie Smollette staged this, but there is also other evidence. And Dr. Phil, you know at least as well as I do, because of what you used to do with jury consulting, that it is never over until there's a trial. And we found out something over the weekend that is really interesting. You heard the police superintendent say in that news conference last week that Jussie paid these two brothers $3,500 to stage an attack. Well, we have obtained the check and various text messages between Jussie and one of the brothers, and it suggests something different. That $3,500 was not to pay them for an attack. It was for personal training. These guys are personal trainers. Jussie had a music video shoot where he needed to lose 20 pounds. And you look at the texts and you look at the check, and he had hired them to get him in shape. And the reason that I'm raising this, and Dr. Phil, you know this so well, that all somebody like Jussie Smolette has to do if this goes to trial, all he has to do is create a reasonable doubt. And if he can show, say that the police superintendent made a statement where the check shows otherwise, you know, this is the way O.J. Simpson ended up getting off, where you cast doubt, and it may be you still believe it, but not enough to convict. So I don't think it's over.
Do you know if the brothers did, in fact, as CPD says, tell them that they were paid to do the attack, and that in fact they did go buy the ski mask, hats, rope, and bleach for the attack with the $100 that he gave him? Do you know if they did tell that to the CPD?
I believe they told them about the $100 for sure. I think the issue is, what did they say about the $3,500?
Well, TMZ posted a quote about what he said to the crew at Empire. And it says, quote, "I'm sorry I've put you all through this and not answered any calls. I wanted to say I'm sorry, and you know me. I would never do this to any of you. You are my family. I swear to God I did not do this."
And we confirmed that with his people, too. I mean, look, Dr. Phil, he has some big problems here. Because remember, he told the police that he saw the attackers and they were white. And I don't think these guys are mistaken for white. And, you know, he's got to reconcile that, because that would go with law enforcement saying he wanted to create a profile of somebody, a MAGA supporter, the whole thing, and it just wasn't the case.
Well, Harvey, before I let you go, I wanted to point out, you know that I've spent a lot of my career in deception detection, determining whether people are telling the truth. And there are some very classic lie behaviors. And one of them is what we call convincing statements, like, "You know me. I would never do this." And then one of the biggest flags of all, "I swear to God." Whenever you're talking to somebody and they say, "I swear to God," almost always next thing out of their mouth's a damn lie.
Tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think that he's guilty? And to me, I feel like this. If he's guilty of it, his punishment should be pay back the money it cost, okay? Pay back the money it costs for the police to come and check out your situation, okay? Because I'm sure at that particular time of a morning or day, somebody else needed a police. Somebody else needed an ambulance. Somebody else needed something if Jussie Smolette did not need them. So I say pay back the money that it cost the city, okay? And let it be. Stop telling lies, okay?
Sense of Jussie Smolette. How do we make sense of this situation?
We make sense by saying, wow, look at us. He's one of us. He did, if he did this, at the core, he did what we do every day. He told a lie. That's what he did. Now, we can make up whatever we want to make up about it, but he told a lie the same way the leader of this country does every day. At the core, if he did this, it means that he has an unheard, unspoken, unacknowledged pain, because people in pain seek to get attention. If he did this, it speaks to how we aren't taught to really live in fame and live before the cameras. If he did this, if he did it, I say that we each have to look at ourselves and ask ourselves, if he were to come forward and tell the whole complete truth right now, would we condemn him and persecute him? Would we rather he go through a legal battle and adversarial process for what? Would we let him tell the truth now? That's not about Jussie. That's about us.
You think the world would forgive him?
I would. I already have if he did this because I've done it. I've lied to get my way in my other life. I've done it. People do it every day. People do it in fear. People do it in pain. They do it in anger. Instead of making this about him because he's on Empire, let's make it about the fragility of who we are as human beings. We are so fragile.
All right. Thank y'all for joining me. Come back. Okay? Bye.